Okay, folks, welcome to another Tuesday video Bible study video. Yeah, we're getting into Romans today, which we did the background last week, and today we are actually going to dive into the book, so let's get started. Okay, so one thing that's going to be important about this Bible study is that you guys try and read the passage beforehand, because I know in the First Timothy Bible study I read as we went, but I don't want to have to do that for this one, and I think just kind of keep these videos short. I just want to be able to go through the stuff and not actually have to read through it with you guys. So yeah, just read through it ahead of time, come back, and let's do this thing. Okay, so start of Romans 1, Paul introduces himself, kind of following the structure of an epistle. So how does he introduce himself though? There are three key things to see here about how he introduces himself. The first is that he says he is a servant or slave of Christ Jesus. He's all in with this Christianity thing. This isn't a hobby, this isn't kind of a pastime, he is all in. The second thing is that he says he is called to be an apostle. So remember I mentioned his call to be an apostle to the Gentiles. And so he has this call to do God's work on earth. And he is fully aware of what he has been called to do. He also says that he is set apart for the gospel. His mission, his writing, his life is centered on the good news of Jesus Christ. And then Paul goes into a brief overview of what the gospel is. Okay, so here's the brief overview of the gospel that we get in Romans 1. So, a Messiah, a deliverer, was promised to Israel in the Old Testament. The Son of God came in the form of Jesus of Nazareth, a descendant of David. Jesus died and resurrected, confirming that he was truly the Son of God. And we have received grace through his death and resurrection to be apostles, to follow him obediently through faith. So Paul outlines the call that Jesus gives to all of us. Come, follow me obediently through faith in light of the gospel. And so that's Paul's introduction, and he addresses it to all those in Rome. Paul then says he is thankful for the people in Rome and for their faith. And then Paul explains his desire to go to Rome. He's been praying that he'll be able to visit. He wants to strengthen the church in Rome. He says he wants to impart to them some spiritual gifts. He has a genuine desire to help them, which is crucial when it comes to ministry, church planting, church development, all that kind of stuff. And another interesting thing to note here is that Paul doesn't want to just show up, throw some spiritual gifts at them, and then get the heck out of there. No, he wants to be mutually encouraged. That's how he describes it. He wants to help them, and he wants to be helped by them. He's not all high and mighty, being all like, oh yeah, I'm Paul, I just help people and churches, and I don't need any help. I just go and I just make them better, and then I get the heck out of there. No, he has this desire for them to also encourage him just as much as he is encouraging them. Paul again explains his desire to go to Rome, but this time focusing on his desire to reap some harvest, to spread the gospel in Rome. He's under obligation. Again, this idea of him being the apostle to the Gentiles, he's under obligation to preach the gospel to everyone. Everyone. And he does not take this lightly. And I think we can learn a lot from that. We've been given the same command in the Great Commission. Go, make disciples of all nations. And let's treat it like the obligation that it is. And let's learn from how Paul sees it as an obligation, and let's also be really motivated to follow this command. You're at work and your boss tells you to do something, you do it. And yet when Jesus, greater than any human being, tells us to do something, we sit on our hands and complain that it's too uncomfortable. It's food for thought. It's convicting stuff. And I think it's just something to keep in mind, just to think about and learn from how Paul saw his call from Jesus as an obligation, not as an option. And yeah, that's the video. So hope you guys enjoyed this video on the first part of Romans 1. And I'll see you next Tuesday for the rest. And so don't forget to hit the little subscribe button for more videos every single week. Drop a comment if you're so inclined. Like the video. Have a great day. And I'll see you guys next Thursday, this Thursday. See you guys on Thursday.